Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about criticism of Western media, but between Eastern media. And the reason why is because, of course, on Instagram, I have posted my opinions about Supergirl from The Flash, because people act like I'm some kind of crazy for wanting the character to actually look how they're supposed to be looking for like almost 80 years, right? As you guys know, Supergirl is being played by Sasha Calle, and she's supposed to be a version of Kara Zor-El, which honestly doesn't make any sense, because if you know Kara Zor-El, you know what she looks like. When you think of Supergirl, who is the image of Supergirl that you see? Who's the most popular image that you see when you see Supergirl? You see a blonde woman, a blonde hair woman, a white Caucasian woman with blue eyes, right? And usually when she's wearing a Supergirl suit, she's usually wearing a form of a costume, typically a skirt. Barely does she wear pants. It's dumb. When you think of Supergirl, that's who Supergirl is. That's the first image you get. Some people, it might be the Helen Slater look, Lauren Vandertrop from Smallville, the DCEU one. You have the Matrix alternative one. You have the Melissa Benoist's version. Even though the scripts suck. She played the hell out of Supergirl. It's just that them scripts sucked ass, honestly. Comic book wise, you know what Kara Zor-El looks like. So we've seen what Kara Zor-El looks like. Now, Sasha Calle is a Colombian actress that they decided to get to play Supergirl. And some people say, oh, it was blind casting, but it's not blind casting. They purposely went out and got a woman that looks nothing like Kara Zor-El at all, when honestly you could have easily got a white woman with blue eyes, and you could have told her to dye her hair blonde, and bam, you would have got Supergirl. And then I know another thing too is people was talking about, well, what about Jessica Alba? People didn't have a problem with her. Well, first off, Jessica Alba is half white, half Latina, right? And so what they did, because Jessica Alba's skin color is naturally brown, like is a darker light skin brown. What they did is they took makeup and they lightened up her skin tone. And they put her in the blonde hair, and then they gave her blue contact eyes to make her look like Sue Storm. Bam, there you go. Here's a Latino actress. Here's a Latina actress who's playing a Caucasian woman, and you're actually making her look like the character. Now, if they did that with Sasha, I would have no problem. But the reason why I want to do it is because I got people criticizing me, and I got one anime fan that's on there that's a big fan of Dragon Ball Z or whatever. And I had said, well, let's look at it like this. If this was Dragon Ball Z, which, since you want to say that Supergirl is Caucasian passing, okay, cool. You can have the same thing for Goku. Goku is an alien from another planet who happened to be, who can actually be white passing. Dragon Ball Evolution cast a white man because guess what? Goku is an alien from another world. So, in typical thing, if we use your logic, he would be considered white passing, right? You know what I'm saying? It would make sense that they would cast a white man and not an Asian guy, because Goku and Vegeta are not Asian at all. They might have, flown. They might have came to a Asian theme kind of thing, and they are inspired by Son Goku, goes west or whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be Asian passing, right? There's nothing that shows that. While Superman and Supergirl are Kryptonians, but they have the looks of white people, of Caucasian people, of Jewish, because they were created by Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny. We're allowed to criticize. So let's say if anime did a movie and it's horrible or whatever, or y'all don't like the casting, that's allowed criticism, and that's okay. People can talk about it. They can call the actors terrible. They can call the casting terrible. They can talk about how ugly everything is, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's okay. When it comes to anime and manga, when anything is adapted incorrectly, that's okay. We're allowed to have that opinion. But the moment Western stuff gets adapted, we're supposed to just be okay with the characters being adapted incorrectly all the time. And it's not even just every once in a while. It is all the damn time. You know damn well Kang the Conqueror ain't black. You know damn well Wonder Man ain't black. You know damn well Barry Allen is a white guy with blonde hair. Not whatever the fuck Ezra Miller is, and not whatever the hell Grant Gustin was doing. I like Grant, but let's be honest. That's not Barry Allen. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Then you have Antidote being Starfire for no goddamn reason. You have Haley Bailey being Ariel for no goddamn reason. Characters that already have iconic looks, you know what they look like. And yet you mean tell me you can't get their, you can't, for some reason, you can't get their looks correctly. But when it comes to character, if it comes to a black character, or if it comes to an original Latino character, original Asian character, you want that character to be casted correctly. Like, let's go with the whole live action Ghost in the Shell thing that Scarlett Johansson do. Major Matakato, right? Major has the brain of an Asian woman, right? But she has a cyborg body of a white woman. People got mad at that, talking about, oh, that's cultural appropriation and it should actually be an Asian. No, that's not how that shit works. If you watch the original Ghost in the Shell movie, and if you even watch Ghost in the Shell complex, and if you read the manga, you will know this is at a time where Japan has opened up its borders and it's become more diverse. But even then, it's a cybernetic body based around a white woman that was chosen for her. So yes, it makes sense why Scarlett Johansson was picked, because she's supposed to be the cybernetic body. She's a cyborg. So it wouldn't make any sense for her to be Asian when she doesn't pass as when her body isn't based on an Asian woman. It's based on a white woman. And you would know that if you watch the movie or read the manga. It's right there. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's saying anything is wrong with that. But stop trying to pretend like, oh, that's wrong. But then, oh, let's make a Colombiana Supergirl when you know damn well Supergirl ain't Latino. And you know what Supergirl looks like. Like, come on now. It is so obvious that it makes no logical sense. And you're asking me to pretend like this character isn't wrong with this character. No, it is wrong. The casting is incorrect. I have said that plenty of times when it comes to certain actors when they're playing comic book movies. All the damn time. And yet, when I criticize it, everybody want to come down my throat about it and say that something I'm wrong or there's criticism, but you go too far. What I'm going too far? The actress is damn ugly. Period. I don't care what none of y'all say. Y'all can't convince me that this actress is cute. She's not to me. Her jawline isn't strong enough to be Supergirl. Every person who portrayed Supergirl up until now had a strong jawline because it has to be symmetrical. Because she's supposed to be a peak teenage girl or young woman at least. So she needs to have a good jawline. She needs to have the gorgeous blonde hair, the sparkling blue eyes, the wonder in her eyes. And then people are like, oh, she's based off of Laura Lane Kent. Okay, even if she was a character that doesn't even exist, yeah, because she was an imaginary child. She never had any storylines. She was a what-if child that Superman dreamed up. So she's not even real. And even then, she had eyes of her mother. And again, Lois Lane is still a white woman. And who's portraying Superman? Well, at the time was portraying Superman, Henry Cavill. So Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, let's just say for instance they had a child together. How the hell does she become Colombiana when Amy Adams and both Henry Cavill are white people? You get how that doesn't make any logical sense? And then I was like, and some people were like, well, what about Sorrel? Maybe, if done correctly. But the trailer said, my name is Kara. So it's not like she said, my name is Mia. You get what I'm saying? So you're not even going with a Supergirl that can actually pass for something different. Because if any of you guys know about Sorrel, you know that she was a character, Mia was a character that Brainiac used, gave her the DNA of Superman and Lois and stuff like that to create some kind of future that does something to the world or whatever and creates some kind of virus or whatever. And she was really led to believe that she was the daughter of Superman and Lois, because technically she kind of sort of is, thanks to the technology with Brainiac or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. You're not even going with the story like that. And the only reason why she's really here is to push out Henry Cavill, Superman. Because Superman should have been in this story, not Supergirl. Supergirl has nothing to do with Flashpoint at all. Just like Michael Keaton's Batman shouldn't even be here. It should be Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Thomas Wayne. At least if you're going to use the Flashpoint, at least do it halfway correct. I'm just being honest. But this whole thing about, when we're criticizing, I'm not allowed to criticize, or I'm not allowed to say hurtful things. She got a paycheck. The criticism is still valid. You might not like how I said it, but my criticism still stands. I don't understand this whole thing of I'm not supposed to say things about these characters. I'm not supposed to talk bad or talk down about these actors and celebrities. This is their job. And as a consumer, I'm allowed to talk about whatever the hell I want to. You want my money to watch this shit, but you won't even give me the characters correctly. And it's not like I'm getting them. I have to go back in the past and watch the characters being done correctly. Or I have to take my behind over to Japan or South Korea, where I get some actual good entertainment from characters. The characters aren't being race swapped or changed when they're being depicted. There are shows from Korea and Japan that have live actions, and they try to cast them as correctly as possible, or try to at least make the characters look like the characters from the books. You can't even do that shit here, and you have the opportunity. And yet you still can't do it right. It's always an excuse. Diversity and inclusion. Fuck off with that diversity and inclusion bullshit. The character is not supposed to look like that. Period. That's just how it is. Y'all can get mad all you want to. The truth is what it is. And that's another thing too. It's just that when it comes to other countries' things, we'll defend other countries' characters or whatever, history, lore, whatever. But when it comes to United States stuff, there's their culture, our culture in the United States, it's not fuck all that. Because it's a boiling pot. Okay, yes, United States is a boiling pot, but it still has its own culture. It still has its own things. Why are we so adamant about defending other countries' characters or whatever, but then when it comes to United States stuff, fuck it. We can do whatever we want to. It doesn't matter. It could use some change. No, it doesn't. It doesn't need changes. If it's been working for 80 years, keep it that way. Because at the end of the day, you start diluting these products. You don't see Goku being changed to accommodate people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, instead of Goku, let's cut Goku's hair because it's stupid and we need a change, and people are tired of seeing Goku's hair. It's iconic. It is what it is. You know what? Goku should divorce Chi-Chi and he should go out with Vegeta instead. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? I would say let's change the costume maybe once in a while would be nice. But, other than that, it is what it is, But you see how you will never see, you'll see Goku will be Goku all the time. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of little small changes to Goku, people freak the hell out. Like when they, in Dragon Ball GT, when they made him a kid because they didn't want him to be super overpowerful. So they said, hey, we're going to make him a kid. And people freaked the hell out because they were like, oh my God, that's so stupid. But it's just like, if you understand the context of the story, yeah, there's a reason why he was made a child, because he was already OP by that time. And if you want to challenge the character, you have to put some kind of struggle on a powerful character. You know what I'm saying? And you see how, and even with some animes and mangas, when they make dumb changes, and they make changes that the fans don't agree with, those changes gets revoked real quickly as possible. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they don't keep stuff that's pissing off the fan base. You know what I mean? Or how there were people from My Hero Academia mad at Momo because of her costume, but it's just like, the reason why her costume is like that is because her powers come from her skin. So she has to her body has to be freely open in order for her to use her quirk. But, of course, people from outside of Japan was saying, oh my God, this is so wrong and they need to change it. They didn't change it. All they did was put a cape on her. Talking about she can be covered up. She doesn't need to be. Well, if her powers come from her actual skin, then why would she be covered up? It's the same thing with Starfire. Starfire's powers is solar based, which means that the more skin she shows, the more her cells store up power. It's different from Superman and Supergirl, where they don't really need their skin to be shown. But Starfire's community, they need their skin to be open, because that's how she absorbs, her solar radiation for her body. But no, that's too much, because that's too much skin, and that's sexualizing women or whatever in a fantasy world whose target audience is men. You don't hear this shit in Shonen Jump. Oh my God. Well, you do, but you hear it from outside of Japan. And again, a lot of these shonen mangas and mangas in general are done by women. So I'm just being honest. You guys get mad. You get mad all you want to, but a lot of these mangaka artists, surprisingly, are women that are drawing stuff like this. So before you get mad and talk about, sexualizing this, sexualizing that, or whatever, remember, a lot of the mangaka artists are women who are doing this shit. But again, that's okay to do that. But when it comes over to America stuff, fuck that shit. We don't like it. We need to change it. And then like lambs to the slaughter, y'all agree with it, and it just doesn't make logical sense. I don't understand how it doesn't make, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does this stuff work when it should be the opposite? Like, I'm not crazy. You know what Supergirl looks like. Supergirl should be cast correctly. That's what it should be. And then when I put side by sides of what Supergirl Kara Zor-El looks like throughout the years, y'all want to ignore how she's been portrayed all these years up until now. Well, we can do something. We can use something different. No, we can't. No, we don't. Well, it's about giving other communities an opportunity. Okay, great. There are Latino characters that you could easily use. You know what I mean? You could use Fire if you need to. You can use Jessica Cruz if you need to. You know what I mean? Renee Montoya. Characters, if you need characters that are like that, then use them. But don't sit up there and replace classical white characters because you think that you're doing such a good job when you're really not. You're not doing a good job. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I could try to rattle off a lot of Latino characters, but what's the point? You guys clearly don't care about it, because as long as it's replacing the classical traditional white character, oh yeah, let's go for it. But I'm wrong for wanting to see characters that I grew up with, reading about, being portrayed correctly, and then y'all get mad when there are people that are coming for it and saying that this shit is stupid. It's stupid. At the end of the day, a snake is a snake. A duck is a duck. A fish is a fish. A white person is a white person. A black person is a black person. A female is a female, and a male is a male. It is what it is. You might not like it, but that is what it is. And again, coming from a country that's, 75% damn white, of course most of the characters are white. It is what it is. Let's be honest. Stop pretending like people of diverse backgrounds was just so into comic books. Most of DC and Marvel's primary readership is white, male, and straight. Guess who's been working mostly in comic books? White, male, and straight. It is what it is. I'm not saying that there aren't any females. I'm not saying that there aren't any diverse people. But that's your target audience. Those are the people that actually read these books most of the time. Those are the people who know these characters. Those are the people who created these characters. White, straight, and male. Am I not saying that there aren't any black characters? There are iconic black characters and Latino characters and Asian characters. But again, we're still a small percentage in the United States. That's like going over to Japan and demanding Japan put more black people and more Latino people into their stories. What? In a country that's predominantly Japanese? Make it make sense. And it's the same thing if you went over to India. Hey, make sure that a lot of those Indian, make sure in those Indian shows, they have black people and Asian people and some Latino people. They don't look at you like you fucking crazy. That's not how that shit works. Because it's such a small minority, why would they cater to the lowest denominator? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But this whole, I'm not allowed to criticize it because it's mean-spirited or whatever. Nah, fuck that shit. Some people need to hear the truth. And I'm a blunt person. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff just because I don't want to hurt somebody's fee-fees. I'm sorry. Your fee-fees don't matter to me. Just like my opinion doesn't matter to you, or just like my opinion doesn't matter to Hollywood, just like my opinion doesn't matter to Sasha. But I'm allowed to voice it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot like it, but don't tell me how I have to criticize it. My criticism is my criticism. I'm going to criticize it the way I want to criticize it. Just like you're allowed to criticize anything I'm saying right now, which you do. But at the same time, sometimes let's use some common sense and realize, like, come on now. You know damn well that this character isn't this character and we need to really stop playing. You know what I mean? You know darn well what Supergirl looks like. So you can't get mad when there's a lot of people or a lot of outrage on miscasting these characters, because that's what Hollywood does. They miscast the characters and then hide behind diversity and inclusion and then expect you to be like, yeah, this shit makes sense. No, it doesn't. And I'm going to call it out. And then the actors be like, oh, I've been bullied and it's so much racism. No, it's not racism. It's just complete stupidity. You know damn well the character is damn white. Why the hell are you cast as this character? I understand you want a job, but if your integrity comes at the cost of your job, or your stupidity comes at the cost of your job, that's on you. You're going to take the lumps. You know damn well what Supergirl looks like. You ain't it. You know what costume she wears. That costume ain't nowhere close to what she wears. So again, take the criticism, but stop trying to blame racism or stop trying to make excuses for the reason why you can make dumb changes, or because this character is an alien, therefore they don't have to be white, even though those characters that might be alien are white passing characters, so they can blend into the damn United States, since they live in the United States, which is a predominantly white country. My God. But it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.